Не знаю, что по звуку отменно.
Да, по звуку вообще отстой.
Сейчас наушники.
О, люди, у меня есть идея, Да-да, надо, короче, включить музыку на сотку, наверное. И звуковые эффекты.
Звуковые эффекты на сотку.
Все, нормально слышно вообще.
Of qualifiers and then coming down to this, and Mr. X, who had a beautiful run yesterday to even get him here. The miracle back-to-back eliminations, but now under pressure from Rifle, going to get in directly on top of him, but sticking straight to the AR.
Вообще, молодец.
That's what we talk about. Those early game fights you just had
Да,
the
давайте.
assault rifle and the SMG. Opting to stick with the AR, and I think that might have been the wrong call, as the SMG could have offered him slightly more damage in that situation, but Rifle comes through and punishes it.
And it was such a close call. That Siphon was just the difference maker once that elimination came through. You see, now on another engagement, it's between Wolfies and Maestro. Maestro running off this side on the front foot. The pedal is down. Maestro wants to just continue to push down. He's going to go to the wall, and Wolfies is going to go down.
That was a huge pickup there from Maestro Wolfies, who was the second place finisher in the duos of the World Cup. We've seen him play so aggressively, the young player from the UK, but when he's put on the back foot, it can be a little bit challenging there. Maestro did come through, got dropped down to 48 HP, but don't forget in arena and
надо, чтобы туда попасть.
Надо, чтобы туда попасть. That means when you eliminate an opponent, you will get either 50 HP or 50 shield back, depending on which one you end up needing. You prioritize his health first. And then they will also drop all of their materials, all of their loot, and an additional 150 materials, so an extra 15 builds that you can go over and sweep up. That ends up being really key, particularly in the mid and late game now. Because on board here with the Ventex, who takes two really big shots and put on the back foot.
He is, but luckily enough for him, Prez does not have any shield pop. Now, it's not going to be as good as he is going to be finding time to get those minis in that big shield popping. Intel over there needs to find an aggressive push into the box. He needs to catch him off guard. If Ventex is not able to get this medkit off, this does not look well for them. But it seems like the medkit will be popped, so he does get back to fighting HP. Under 50 HP is enough to withstand some shots. He's now on the back foot. That's exactly what he needed to do. He needed to turn that defense that he was waiting on into that offensive moment. And now Krez is in a very bad situation. 6 builds remaining. No HP to really work with. He's going to have to hit a really big charge shot there. Data coming through, not going to connect on these shots. He goes to the box, but Precious gets the shot, and that's another elimination for him.
And you talked about it. He needed to hit that big charge shot, holding it up and punishing the player, and particularly when you see two players box to box fighting with charged shotguns, it's really difficult if you're not able to get that finishing blow right away, like No Luck Nebby does there, finding Kira to close out the fight, because you can have— Oh, Nebby, what? Don't even forget my point there. Nebby showing the power of the hunting rifle, showing up, catching two players on the outside. However, look in the bottom right-hand corner, a third player is now rotating by, so can Nebby get all of these resources and get out without getting engaged on? But those are two monstrous shots. He's got to feel confident there, and definitely not living up to his name. Plenty of luck going on.
And you think the words from my mouth. Nebby with some an amazing aim there, just getting what he needed to get started. However, someone who is not having amazing luck is Janice right now. 134 effective HP. He fought their off spawn on rotation. Now he is going to the orchard, which does allow these campfires and the apples that drop that give you 5 HP per consume. He's going to be in a good spot. He's able to really farm up. But Janice drops Steamy stacks, and look at his metal count. It was only 97. A man of Steamy with only 97 metal is not what he's used to, and this is definitely impacting his gameplay.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough there. Also, tons of players will know where he is, stoking that campfire, putting off the smoke signal. You can see him, those apples dropping, but instead opting to burn them. Good trade-off there, good awareness of where he was on the map. However, you do see Spence is lurking and trying to catch out the FNCS Invitational winner here. Janice over on the side, and he does get some real quick. That's the problem. Again, we talk about it, the hunting rifle on the side. If you're not ready for it, it can be a game ender right there. You get caught out farming. And honestly, I think there's a little bit on Janice there.
Когда типа подушки сдуваются. Карась, пошли на другой этаж, там удобнее смотреть, на втором, на этом этаже.
But you have to know other players are rotating from that side and going to be behind you, and Spen is actually going to get harassed there as he tries to rotate out. We're going to hop on over to a three-way fight going on.
Oh, and now already down to just 2 players. Controller getting into the boxes and getting the shots, picking up 2 eliminations back to back. Luck is gonna fall there, and these are what you need to do in solos. You need to get into the box and you need to finish the eliminations quickly. Because like we saw, if you come and you fight and you box fight and you build fight, and more people are going to come and they're going to realize that you are going to call. So very good play there from Controller.
And so far it's been the story of the third party. You hear players talk about it all the time, whether it's your friend or your favorite streamer. That third party is the extra player who comes in. So if you're taking a 1v1 and somebody else rotating by says, oh, you guys are preoccupied. First you saw Nebby picking up the 2 shots there, then Controller closing it out with that epic tactical shotgun. Going to be on board here with Ovation Orion. We've seen him pull off a number of plays, but again, really good at kind of those ambush-style tactics, as you can see here. Trying to set up a little bit on this player who's rotating in front of him. You can see the map in the bottom right-hand corner. That is the next storm zone revealed, so you can see we're pulling a little bit central. We're just kind of south of the authority, or just over the authority, with a little bit of a southwestern side there. So most of the players will have time. Strong players will have tons of priority, and Storm Surge has just turned on. It's something you might not be familiar with if you're watching there. So Storm Surge is actually on in every game, but is only activated when you're above a certain number of players left. That number of players for the third zone is 70, so with 83 players currently left, 13 will be impacted. What it does is those who haven't done enough damage to the opposing players will then take 25 damage every 10 seconds. This is to try and encourage a little bit of active play, which we see here from Ryan taking out Queasy, who's going to be queasy about that, just being game-ended right there.
Давай, тут сейчас, вот за стрим идет. Вот туда.
Я не знаю. Сейчас посмотрю.
And what a smart play. He went in different angles and didn't just crash right off the top, because he knew Queasy would have been expecting that, and found an angle, got in the box, got the elimination. That also, with Storm Surge, it causes people to make plays like that. Arion may have decided that, you know what, a couple tags were good, I'm good to go, move on. He put him pretty high up in the Storm Surge, but he didn't want to take the chance. He wanted to make sure he was above at least 100 damage on the threshold. So he decided, I got to go in, I got to get in the box, because when Storm Surge starts hitting you, nobody's going to let you shoot them. No one's going to let you even look at them. They're going to be sitting in their boxes, they're going to sit there and wait, and not even open windows, not even make any movements, because they know, hey, that guy's getting hit by a big purple lightning bolt. We can't attack him. Well, all of a sudden, Phoenix is actually going in, but maybe a little bit of a misplay as he gets eliminated.
Gets punished right away, and Tigwe has everything you could possibly want for a box fight there. I mean, just look at the loadout, having the epic tactical shotgun, the epic first AR, crash pads, plenty of shields. So Phoenix might have felt a little pressure to go in and create some space, but T-Way punishing very succinctly there, as now we swing on board. Milan, Seventor, Kiko, and Anas all directly on top of each other. They become legends. Anas has played incredibly well. Clement also joining in on the party, and this is what we talk about, that Storm Surge. All the players who below, Anas being one of them, are going to be forced to find tags. That damage is going to start coming through. He's going to need to convert on it, and he converts brilliantly there, picking up Supremacy's Clement in #1 elimination, and also closing in on that first placement threshold, Clay.
It was such a beautiful play by Anas, because he knew Clement had that bush. He said, you know what, he's going to go for the pickaxe. I'm just going to go ahead and edit that wall out so he can get the initial shot, and that got him the elimination. That initial shot there gave him the damage just to follow up with another tack shot, and with that rare tactical shotgun, it does a lot of damage if you're able to hit all the pellets, and that's exactly what he did. Now, on his way, he got the pepper placement threshold, just came through as well, and now he's moving in. He's got a very great loadout to secure himself a very good placement here, and we know he's very, very capable, like we talked about. He's already stalking another player. He's looking to take down AX Controller.
Yeah, and that's Controller 007 from the FNCS Invitational. We saw him have a number of really solid performances. Still need 3 players to go down from that Storm Surge special, but Anas just trying to kind of follow in this rotation path. So if you're kind of new to watching competitive Fortnite, joining for the first time in Party Royale or Twitch or YouTube or Twitter or watchfortnite.com, what do you care about as you're watching this game as Anas will take it down, or what are you looking for? Mongrel and Thomas HD also picking up eliminations to put us below the Storm Surge threshold. The first thing is whether or not people are picking up eliminations. You can see that to the right of the player's name, that's right next to kind of the little mark there. and that will represent 1 point every single time as they go through. Additionally, you're worried about them picking up placement. In this format, the first one occurs after 25 players have gone down, then the next one occurs after 50 players have gone down, then it's every 10 and 5 players. So when somebody ends up falling in 41st or 31st or 26th, that's a huge changeover. But now during the middle part of the game, as everyone's rotating through, what they're looking to do is establish space for themselves, make sure they're safe, and then find tags so they're not threatened by that storm surge that we were talking about ahead of time. As now we hop on board here.
Все друг на друга сидят, да?
78% of his games this FNCS, best in the EU, and that's something to contrast with the fact that he also plays really aggressive. In the early and the mid game, if he gets caught out, he's able to convert. He's had some of the highest elimination totals throughout the entirety of the FNCS climb.
And I was going to say, I'm surprised he's not going into this player's box that's literally just fishing in front of them. Someone else tried it, and he's waiting. You can tell he wants to get into this box. As soon as he sees that player start to make moves into the other box, or maybe he finds out exactly where they are, he wants to go in. But he's got Letwick right above him, so you can tell he's being a little bit more cautious this time around. In the heat and the qualifiers, he knew he had a little bit of leeway after that great performance that he had. He was able to play a little bit more aggressive and still get top 25, which is insanely impressive. Now, the biggest impact of the game right now is going to be this hit shockwave launcher in Thomas HD's inventory. He's already got the elimination because of it. He's also already near the next zone. He doesn't have to rotate very far, which is really good for him because he only has 94 materials.
He only has 94 materials, and he's right by the priority on high zone. This is the 4th zone, which means it's the last safe zone that's completely inside the current safe zone. After that, the 5th one will be the half in, half out, which kind of signals the transition into the end game as Thomas helps end Sebi's game there. He's going to be sent back and have to queue up after that, and Thomas hits him with a favorite emote. Hey, if you got that emote and you're in Party Royale, mimic it right now. Let Thomas know you're with him and sending him the aid because he has a really good shot to ride this game out with where he's positioned, because after the 4th zone, you don't want to head super central. So all of a sudden, if that half in, half out zone pulls to the south and is on this high ground, and he has all the shockwave launcher plus a launch pad plus the mythic charge shotgun, it's going to be really difficult to force him out of a priority position. He's going to be somebody to watch over the course of this game who's going to impact the other players around him.
And he's already doing that just with his AR. He impacted Sebi. He's going to take down passive. And this is very, very good for him because he doesn't have to go too aggressive to get these eliminations. They're kind of being handed to him here as he's just taking a grasp of his surroundings, looking at every possible angle and getting eliminations. And speaking of that, Mr. Savage going to pick up an elimination there onto Verstoki.
Yeah, and you can see that action kind of being driven as players are forced to rotate in and start to get priority position, because it's not only just about being safe here, it's about establishing yourself for the next rotation, because that half in, half out is so important in terms of priority. But right now, Reason is 5 below the damage threshold, so once this zone clears, he'll start ticking. You want to keep an eye on the top left and then the bottom right-hand corner. That number will need to drop down to 50 players before Storm Surge turns off, and if anybody we're watching is below the threshold, they'll start taking that 25 damage every 10 seconds, and Reason just able to get himself above it with a nice tag there, and he's starting to get aggressive. We talk about the utility of the crash pads. We saw it in the package beforehand in Ball and Child. Talked about how good he can be aggressive on the low ground, and he gets Heatsy there, which is a huge elimination as well, because he pulled that half in, half out zone we talked about. Everyone who banked on it being up on the high ground saying, hey, if it pulls up here, I can win the game, well, they were wrong. It pulled away from them, and they'll be the ones who have to rotate as we hit top 50, meaning Storm Surge turns off, second round of placement points goes through, and everyone is going to be rotating.
Yeah.
And you saw Savage just waiting with that edit open. He was looking for any...
Только я, короче, когда мы играли, вот, я ливнул, потому что я сказал, типа, давайте на батут, я там 6 челиков, я поставил батут, нокнул одного чела, и потом меня его друг убил.
Ну как бы мы их вынесли троим, но ты почему-то ливнул.
Кстати,
Я одного нокнул.
как тебе? Кстати, я попробовал.
Я вот сейчас не умею считать.
Так, я ставлю звук на минимум, потому что Ой-ой-ой.
Я купил случайно. Я случайно купил.
Кого исключать? Кого исключать, чтобы в арену пойти?
Я не знаю.
Вместе.
Кого?
Его, я волчик. Вот это вот.
Валучик.
Да, я волчик. Знаете, какие спортсменские надену?
Ой, на
это
стриме
типа
у меня
не кипрский
сделал.
скин.
Так, люди, я сейчас посмотрю свой YouTube, там что продвигаемся или нет.
Мы тут не при чем, мы тут не при чем.
Не понимаем, что же почему.
Что сейчас?
Так, киберспорт, да?
Байманы.
Киберспорт.
Это звук вообще на 70 стоял.
Да, у меня
А
тоже.
звук у меня стоит на 50. Чтоб
У меня
хорошо
звук
слышать.
стоит на 100. У меня на 100 стоит звук. Сейчас будет стоять на 50, как я всегда это
На
делаю.
сотку? Да жесть.
Нет, у меня стоял на 50.
Со звуки большие проблемы, блин. Почему я раньше играл с большим звуком, я не понимаю. У меня же тогда звук регулировался, типа, когда без провода он регулировался в наушниках, типа. А сейчас он регулируется в этих, в игре самой, а не в наушниках. Раньше, типа, на наушниках, типа, были вот кнопки тут есть, и на них, типа, можно регулировать громкость.
Шо, пацаны? Подождите.
Геймпад просто имба. Контроллер это имба. Я, кстати, поставил экспонента, это имба. Если с духовки играть, это такая имба. С помпы, конечно, это фигня. Но с духовки это вообще, это балдеж. Просто взял расширитель. Это я, типа, вот на экспоненте там реально удобнее, мне кажется, играть, чем на линейной версии. Да, мне кажется, да, я говорю.
Тогда хорош.
Потому что, не знаю, я раньше играл на линейной прогрессии, мне друг сказал, ну попробуй на экспоненте, и со Скара такой аимассист. Ну у него же 7-й дивизион, у меня 6-й дивизион.
7-й дивизион.
Это лейты будут, понимаешь? Это лейты. Это там лейты будут у нас.
Это тебе еще нормально, а мне это еще и плохо.
На 10-м, на последних дивизионах там вообще по 80 где-то сносит, да? По 80.
Да, там по 80.
Не, да,
там по 80.
80 да.
Это еще хуже, это 2 раза, представь, это надо, это очень надо долго откалывать.
А в девятом по 60 будет сносить.
А 10-й это последний дивизион или 12-й последний? 10-й или 12-й?
10-й.
Нет, 10-й.
Давай, быстренько, короче, иди ты.
12-го не бывает.
Ну, понятно.
Ну, вообще, да, это последний дивизион 10-й, но там можно прокачиваться.
Да, можно до бесконечности.
Да.
Вот тут вообще там, как люди набивают по 40 тысяч ПТС, это вообще... Блин, реально, там такая зона, представьте, там вторая зона, и там 70-60 человек в третьей зоне, в четвертой зоне. В четвертой зоне.
Блин, я не попала.
Ну только, пожалуйста, не умри.
Давай, это будет мой сундук, а это твой, хорошо? Вот это мой сундук.
Конечно.
Люди, смотрите, что выпало с первого сундука!
У тебя челы, вот. Аккуратно.
А мы тут
иди сюда, Садикс, ёбаный.
Осадник. Прикинь, я сейчас выпрыгнул.
А меня зажимает с двух сторон.
Я иду.
Я 2 подушки в одно место потратил. Люди, я 2 подушки в одно место потратил.
Иди сюда, короче. Ну, короче.
Люди, у меня чардж фиолетовый выпал с первого сундука обычного.
Чардж за что?
Я, короче, там чел, этот, я его по нему чуть не попал.
Давайте вот так пока будем сидеть. Нет,
погнали, я короче, там 2 чела, там 2 чела.
Можете подождите, можете подождать меня быстренько, я прицел выключу, я забыл.
Давай быстрее.
О, подушки, люди, подушки. Давайте сюда все сюда. Все сюда.
Сейчас.
Там еще одна подушка.
А, тут чел.
Вот здесь был челик.
Да, тут трио.
Там трио.
Мы должны убить этих трио, чтобы нам дали ПТС.
А где она?
Он где-то там.
А вот!
Вот, статый.
Дал 30-30, дал 61, дал 61. 60 дал одному. Давай, на ХГ.
Дал?
Дал 50, дал 50 одному.
Блин, ну блин! Нет!
Как ты сдох?
А, офигеть. Игра крутая.
Мне... Я не знаю, как я сделал.
Ну нет! Ну нет!
Забей. Что?
Лучше
Есть.
отсиживаться. Карась,
А, у меня патронов на дробовик нету.
Потому что если...
Ну ты куда ты ушел?
Если я бы на них пошел, я бы тоже сдох. И минус ПТС, алло.
А! Круто вообще. Так там я одного нокнул, Я один белый. Я одного нокнул, один белый.
просто иди вот сюда, вот, короче. И
Я
потом
лучше пойду
возвращайся.
соло, реально. Меня уже бомбит, реально. Я не умею просто в трио играть. Это невозможно.
А игра!
Одни киберкотлеты, они задолбали уже. Просто лучше играть в соло арену, потому что там... Ты здесь еле поднимаешь, 7 ПТС за килл. Это вообще законно?
Ну как бы трио, ничего себе.
Последнюю катку варенье все, блин.
Этот мужчина заборол акулу, достал из нее руку пострадавшего и ее пришибил ему обратно. В 2001 году мальчик по имени Джесси, когда он плавал на берегу моря, акула откусила руку. Несколько взрослых, включая его дядю, побежали его спасать. Пока другие взрослые спасали
Так. Чардж. Чардж. Мне пистолет. Чардж просто. Чардж и пистолет. Ему чардж, а мне пистолет. На тебе пистолет. Все равно две пульки, если бы я выстрелил.
Это бесит.
бесит всех, когда наступил в белых кроссовках грязь. Щит. Когда окончательно умерла зарядка от телефона. Щит. Когда после животных остается шерсть на одежде. Щит. Это бесит. Моргенштерн! Моргенштерн без тату! Татуировка без Моргенштерна! Моргенштерн, это не рэпер, это уже я! Моргенштерн! Моргенштерн без тату!
Don't you feel sorry for me? Please don't you murder me. We are both platanitos. Both of us grow on trees. Hector, don't. Everybody did some.
Вот так. Я последнюю игру. Я последнюю. Нам как-то сливают. Я буду говорить больше, потому что что-то мучу. Мне нужно найти, без ротации идти в зону, потому что меня там буду поджимать. Почему по точкам попасть не могу? Третий раз подряд представляю, спасибо. Games лучшая компания. У меня это скоро гейм потратит. Хотя бы это. Понял. Ну, черт. Нет ящиков. Ящиков нет, что ли? Тут только 2 домика и все? А, нет, 3 домика. 3 домика только и все? Где? Стойте. Тут даже подвал есть. Где? В общем. Ресов-то нет. Для меня даже, в паблике для меня мало. Мне даже штук 500. Здесь вообще, 200 ресов это вообще, 400 ресов это вообще очень мало. Очень мега мало это вообще. Не, ну 200, 300, 500 уже, такое себе, знаете. Ресов мне не хватит на один файт там максимум. Не больше. Если, конечно, до файта доживу какого-то, я, может, и сдохну. Упаду просто и сдохну. Я еще деревья ломаю. Видите? Это 2 камня? Офигеть. Ой, лепота. 400. 320. 300. 300 дерева, давай. Сейчас фул камня. Все, фул камня. Короче, осталось. С камнем решено. И с деревом, думаю, тоже, да? Ну да, с деревом тоже. Осталось только решить с этим. С чем-то. Блин, машины были. Еще пиво будет. А, пиво. Еще вопросов нет. А еще могу на машине, блин, дамажить я. Новый вид транспорта. Как перевозить машины в 13 в трио-арене. А, 100 резов. 40 резов за такое время это. Ничто вообще. В общем. Так, надо захилить 10 хп. 10. Что никто не забрал. Не знаю, сейчас кто-то заберет и все. Так, надо по двум сразу же бить. Это... эффектно вообще. Опа. На луку заходим. Там в боксе сидит. Так, миники. У меня фул миников. Не, я даже могу на фул захиляться, если меня даже сбреет, там, я не знаю, какие-то. Так, чтобы он нашел уже. На эту сторону ушел, на фаталку. С ремонтом, походу, проблемы у нас. Тихо. Тихо. Другой чел, походу, или кто это? Это, наверное, другой чел, да. Это другой чел. Вроде как. Побежал туда. А вон там ХГ устраивается. Придется его обойти. Потому что это будет очень плохо, если я... Чел на ХГ себе пошел вот. Я сейчас не успела захиляться могу. Уходим, 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 уходим. Блин, он надоел. Он спамит! Просто-напросто спамить. Просто спамить будет, да? Отстал ты! Отстань! Он просто начал спамить. Дурында. Дурында без головы. Ладно, давайте, пока.